and there we produce all the wines that you will taste today. And we have another winery, Fattoria del Colle, in Chianti and Orcia region. As you can see, we are speaking about two wineries that are very authentic. So this is okay. So we are down. We are down Siena, in the heart of Tuscany, and provo ad andare un po' avanti. And our winery is a little bit vai avanti un attimo, ci ritorna dopo. Is a little bit different for a reason. My mom started her own project in 1998 when my grandmother Francesca Colombini decided to divide her properties between my uncle and my mom. That was the moment in which my mom started with a quantity of wine, some vineyards, and a building. That was the situation when my mom arrived at Casato. So you can see that the situation was not really easy. So what we can go on. This is Casato Prime Donne now, and the aging area, the production area is down there. You can see that there is something a little bit different. So you were looking on the next picture, and you can see our staff. When my mom was looking for a cellar master, an enologist, to manage her wineries, she decided to call the winery, the school in Siena, asking for a good student, someone able to come and work with us. But it was very difficult because the list was very long. So she was a little bit afraid, and she decided to try again, asking for a woman. When we were looking for a woman, the answer was totally different. The answer was, are you really sure that a woman will manage your wineries? They are the best of the wine, they are the best of the class, the best of the school, but nobody wants to employ women. It was 1998. So try to imagine that it could be a strange idea, but I can tell you that this is the reality. Now it's a little bit different, but not a lot. So we decided to do something different, to demonstrate that if you want to produce a good Brunello, you need to do your best in the vineyards. You need to work hard, but you need to be intelligent. Doesn't matter if you are strong or not. You need to do your best. So we decided to build the first winery in Italy with only women working in our team. And in front of us, there is my mom, Donatella Cinelli Colombini, with Barbara and the two girls that are working as enologists in our cellar. And she's Simona in the vineyards, so all the team is composed of women. It's not a discrimination message. We want to demonstrate that our focus is to respect the environment, respect nature, because it's nature that is giving us the best quality. And this is the reason why we are organic. We received the certification, but the reality is that we are following the organic way to cultivate from many years ago. many years before the arrival of the certification. So we want to exalt what nature can produce in Montalcino, checking each grape. So it's very important to use technology next to the tradition to have the best Sangiovese from the northern part of Montalcino, and Serena will tell you more about why the northern part of Montalcino is different from the Sangiovese that you can have in the southern part, and to have a wine that has to be very gentle, very enjoyable. You are sitting around the table, so you are sharing a moment, not only a glass of wine, but you are sharing with us a story, with the hope that you will feel something different after the dinner of today. So it has to be a moment, a feel, mm? Not only a bottle. This is the aging part where you can see that we don't use any barrique anymore. The smaller kind of oak that we use is tonneau. So is medium big oak from France and Slovenia. And we went to each Cinelli to select the best variants for our Sangiovese. This is something. So the red point is where we are in Montalcino. Now Serena will tell you more about every single wine.
Hi everybody, before we start with the wine you're gonna taste tonight, I would like you to focus for a minute on where we are in the area of Montalcino. So you can see I circle with the blue line or winery. Here it seems just like a dot, but it's in reality is like a completely different place. We are in the north side, so a cooler climate respect on the other wineries in the south. So before the best Brunello were coming from the south part, because what wine lovers were looking for were a large Brunello that will explode in your mouth with a lot of alcohol in it, exactly. But now that with the climate change, our zone is actually very getting a lot of benefit from it, because it's cooler, so the summer is also not so aggressive on our grape, and because of the soil, it keep the hydration from the spring, the water getting magazined in the soil, and during the summer the vine plants still have it. And that's also what characterizes our wines, that are not large but much more vertical. So a wine that you have to taste multiple times to get all the feelings you can get from it.
Serena, can I ask just one quick question on that question of
yes.
Is there a difference in altitude between where you guys are in the north and further south? Is altitude a function?
It's not a matter of altitude. It's just because being the north side, the wind that comes to us is different, and the soil is different, and we are in the part that actually get cooler climate rather than being the altitude the difference.
In the south we are closer to the sea, and it's very easy to understand the difference, because when you taste our wine you can feel the freshness, the enjoyable taste, a very elegant taste. If you are looking for a big body, big alcohol and a strong structure, this is not what we want to exalt. What we want is a wine with a very long life, so able to be tasted now, but also after 20 years if you want. And especially the soil that we have in our area of Montalcino, that is the hill in front of Montosoli. Montosoli is the more fashionable area in this moment. So Casanova di Neri is coming from there. There are Pacenti is coming from there. So there are many producers in this area that are obtaining very high scores, and the journalists are recognizing this area as one of the more performing now.
And also because of the climate change, many producers that have their winery in the southern part of Montalcino are looking to buy vineyards in the northern part, because it's to mix it, to get a balance in their wine production.
Thank you for that. Maybe we can look at the Rosso now. Oh, perfect.
Yes, we are looking at the Rosso now. The Rosso is the young one we produce in Montalcino, but the thing is that it's not a baby Brunello, but it's a wine produced with a completely different aim. So a wine that it's not meant only for important dinners, but also as an aperitif or as something simpler, like to share with friends and to just have a moment of enjoyment. Vintage 2020 has shown a frost during the spring, and then a very rainy June, and then follow a very warm weather for the whole summer. That and in September, when there was a strong difference in temperature between day and night, and these cause to the wine as a result to have a very important aromaticity. And also this is given by the very well lignified seeds, because of the range between day and night, that help also to accumulate the sugars into the grapes, into the pulp of the grapes.
I think the thing that makes your Rosso so exceptional is many Brunello producers, it's almost an afterthought to produce a Rosso, whereas what you guys are doing, it's an exceptional wine in its own right. We're very happy to sell your Rosso because it maintains the character of your entire brand, and not all the producers do it, have that commitment to the quality of the entry level wine. So we're very, very happy with this as a label in our spend.
Thank you. This is also because we use different vineyards from the production of the Rosso than the one we use for Brunello or Riserva.
Okay,
so
it's
a different.
Specified.
Yes, Rosso di Montalcino, born as Rosso di Montalcino. It's also true that 2020 is in the middle of three fabulous vintages. So 2019, 2020, and 2021 were very good vintages. The frost that Serena was telling you gave us some problems in terms of quantity. So the quantity was small, but the quality of this wine was very, very.
It's superb. It's very bad.
Here, just to show you that we are organic since 2018, even though the work to become organic starts much earlier in 2014. And here is one of the weather station we use during all the year to check the humidity, the temperature, the air around, the wind around our vineyards, so that we can control and decide when to help it.
Maybe as the next step, you can show us or describe to us the difference in vintage between 15 and 16 Brunello.
Yes, yes. So Brunello 2016 and 2015 are both like very good vintages. They're both 5 stars vintages from, you know, the consortium give the stars at the beginning of the year, at least it used to do. The difference is that 2016 was, it saw a very long vegetative cycle for the vines plants. So it started a little bit earlier, the budding, but it didn't end earlier. It actually lasts longer, and that the result is that the lignification of the seeds and also of the green part of the grapes when we arrived to do the vinification was perfect. And other than that, obviously the grapes were very, very perfect, were the right ripeness, both technically and the polyphenolic ones. So then that why this vintage 2016 is considered one of the best vintage we had in Montalcino, but also in other wine regions.
Yeah, I think that 16 is showing richer, more robust.
Yeah.
I guess the thing you always have to do when you're doing these verticals is do a bit of a gear change. You think about how 15 would have looked a year ago versus how 16 is looking right now. And it's interesting because I did this week Fontana Freda La Vigna Rossa. We did 8 vintages of starting with the 17, and the 16 was the best of the last 10 years easily. So it's echoing. Would you agree that Brunello and Tuscany and Piedmont both echo the same sentiments of 16 being a more robust, richer year? Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Especially the aroma. If you taste the Brunello 2016, it's something evident what you can feel.
And also the tannins, because of the good lignification, the longer cycle of the vines plants, the tannins arrive already very in long chain, so already elegant from the start. So you didn't need to wait as much as you will for other vintages.
The difference between 15 a year ago and 16 now, I think that 16 now is more ready than 15 would have been in theory. Sorry, I'm getting a bit deep here.
15 was so good. Probably it's a little bit more complicated structure. So it was a fabulous harvest for us. I need to tell you that it was we had the opportunity to meet Dennis de Bourdieu in before the harvest 2015. He came because Valérie Lavigna, our consultant enologist, she was working with him, and he was in Montalcino to work with other wineries. And they met at our winery, and he asked us to check, to walk with us in the fields. He was walking up and down. It was hot, and it was not very easy to walk in the fields, and he was sick. So he was walking, and after he told us that the vineyards, our vineyards, were impeccable. So it was so important, so
recognition from such an important man from the wine world. It meant a lot. And it was also like the was like the proof that we were on the good way to do a good job and to work well in the vineyard, because the most important thing is the work we do in the vineyard, not the one we do in the cellar, by respecting the nature, by just helping it and supporting it. That's why our wine does not have a common taste. They just reflect the taste of the terroir of our land.
And could be possible that we need some more time. We are speaking about wines with a very long life. So, Robert, you are right saying that probably it's what you feel, but could be possible that you prefer to enjoy the 2016 now and wait a little bit for 2015.
215s that we've got, guys, so that's 3 and 4. So the 215s, the Prima Donna versus the Brunello. So is the Prima Donna a single vineyard, or is it just exceptional fruit?
Yes, so the Prima Donna comes from a special project that is born with the winery. And for this wine, we have a panel of selected 4 wine taster, all women. They're all important women in the world of wine. There's 2 master of wine, Rosemary George and Madeleine Stembrecht, and a wine shop owner, Astrid Schwartz, and a sommelier from Italy, Daniela Scrobogna. They do a blind tasting of samples. Those samples comes from all sides of our wineries, our vineyards. And when they taste it, they don't know which exact vineyard they come from, which parcel, the aging they did. They just know a little bit about it. That is our wine coming from our vineyard, and they have to taste it. So they do this tasting, they write notes, and then they discuss it. And only at the end, the enologist Barbara, together with Valerie Lavigne, give them all the information about this wine. So it happens that in the past years, yes, this wine has come all from a single vineyard that is called Ardita, but it's not the rule. So this wine is made, the idea is to have women taste, choose a wine, a Brunello with a more feminine taste that in fact is actually much more powerful and strong.
It's not a simple Brunello.
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
No.
Than the vintage, the Brunello vintage.
The Prima Donna is more robust. It's oilier and glossier. Even if you compare them side by side, the legs on the Prima Donna, it's just a bigger. It has more to speak about. And then also, I think the other thing that differentiates them is a kind of minerality, a crunchiness. It seems to go through the mid palate of the Prima Donna. It's delicious. I can see why it is so differentiated from the rest. Guys, what I'm going to ask you to do, just to wrap up, is to compare the Reserva 12 and 13. We don't have it in front of us. We'll drink the 16 and 15 Reserva at dinner, but maybe if you can just compare for us just before we start to eat, because the
13 and 12.
Yeah, the kitchen said maybe.
Only one more thing about Prime Donne. This is a part of a project that is composed of the winery. So the first winery with only women in our team, the Prime Donne wine and the Prime Donne award. The Prime Donne selection, the wine that you are tasting, is a very small selection. So it's true that the wine that you have in your glass, it's the decision of 4 ladies that are choosing the wine as they like. So me and my mom, we are there, but only to learn. What they want is their choose. But the final result is a wine that is around 6,000, 8,000 bottles maximum. And so when you work on a very small quantity, of course the result is something special, as the riserva that we will describe.
Yes. So just one thing about riserva, you know that by the rules of Consorzio di Montalcino, the riserva has to can be released only 6 years after the harvest that saw it. So we only use big barrels, as Velante was saying earlier, both for Brunello, but especially for Riserva. And for Riserva, we do about 2 years of aging in woods. And then, even though the rule was to have it for at least 6 months in bottle before releasing to the market, we do a much longer period in bottle before releasing it.
Around 1 year.
Yes.
15 is fantastic. It's a huge step up. There's an eloquence and a depth to it. It's nice that your top furthest away from you. It's showing really spectacularly.
Okay.
This is not a wine that we produce every year.
Yeah.
This is the top that we produce. Up this wine we have only Io Sono Donatella. So this is the best quality that we have. And not every year we are able to produce the Riserva. So we didn't produce any 2017.
Yeah, we skipped that year. And this also comes from the most performing vineyard we have, that is Ardita. About 2013 and 2013 and 2012. 2013 was a vineyard that was a little bit undervaluated at first. So the consortium only gave it, the expert only gave it 4 stars at the beginning, and was a cooler vintage, so it rained a lot during the spring, but it allowed the vineyard to have enough water during the summer. And actually, now that has passed some years, it's revealing its full potential. So it's a little bit of a vineyard that needs a longer time to show all its potential respect to other vineyards. And 2012 was also a very, very good vintage. And tonight
5 stars.
A 5 stars one, yes. And tonight you can compare and then let us know which one you prefer, which one
also
you
the
pick.
weather was a little bit different. So 2012 was very hot, but probably the body, the structure of these 4 Riserva, you are super special tonight, because it's not something even
that we do
easy even for us to have the opportunity to taste so many vintages, and try to consider that we can give you some information about what happened in our winery in the specific year, but what is more important is what you feel. It's something very personal, and feel free to ask, to say what you prefer.
I haven't tasted them yet, but certainly on the phenolics, the 13 reminds me a lot of 16 in terms of the richness and blackness and the sort of attention that the nose is giving. The 12 is a little bit quiet when we first opened it, so we will probably drink it in about an hour. So we'll have a better chance to take a look at it then.
Yes.
Violante, Serena, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I know it's lunchtime at the winery in Italy, and we hate to.
No, don't worry.
It's okay.
We have time. We have time.
Before you go, we want to show you. This is the awards we won. And we suggest you to scan the on the back label. There's a QR code that you can scan with your phone, and it will lead you to a video that now, if you like, it's gonna take time, so you can check it yourself later or when you get back home to remember the evening. And it's just a video that's showing all the works we do in the vineyard and in the cellar about each single wines. So
this is an invitation to
yeah.
come to visit us.
It's
in
a preview,
Italy.
and then when you come, you can see the whole things in person.
We'll probably see you in Venice in April for the Verona for Italy.
Yes,
Perfect.
perfect,
Yes.
perfect.
We
Thank
will
you
be
so
there.
much, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Enjoy the dinner.
Thank you. Okay, let's shut down. Cancel.